Hey Virgo, it's Empress Rose here. Welcome to your reading. These are general readings, so we're going to take what works, leave what doesn't, as with everything in life. If I don't, or even if I do catch your wavelength or storyline on this reading, check your other major placements. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus would be your typical major placements, although I've been very into North Node lately. And let's see. Hit the thumbs up button is nice, and so is the subscribe button. It helps other people find my channel, so if you find these messages useful, other people might too, and it's easier for them to find my channel if you're subscribed. Yeah, YouTube algorithms and all that. Okay, so we're starting off with the Oracle decks here. We have Moonology and Work Your Light. And then we're going to move on to the Muse Tarot, which I'm adjusting to and getting used to and enjoying the new messages that are coming through. It's really interesting how each deck has different messages and capabilities of bringing those messages. Like I can look at a deck and be like, this deck can bring this message, but this deck could never have brought that same message. It's just not going to have the same... I don't know why that is. I mean, a lot of them bring the same messages. I'm rambling now. But, all right, what do we got here? They can bring a lot of the same messages, but it's not... But some of them have very unique ones that the other ones can't do. We all have our own unique abilities. Holy shit. What is up? Oh, man, how did I do that? Okay, I grabbed 4. And I meant to grab 3. I'm just coming off Leo's reading, which was possibly one of the most powerful readings I've ever experienced, all about their personal power right now. So I'm a little like jazzed about that still. But we have, holy shit, the crumbling. What are you clinging to? Something breaking open, an old order being broken down, and a new, this is our tower moment in the Oracle deck. The old order breaking away, new life coming through, something that looked just horribly depressing and awful is breaking open, and there's a whole new beautiful, lush, gorgeous world cracking open here. But I can hear the thunder. It's very, there are frightening sounds here. This is a little slightly terrifying as this sort of divine order, the divine sort of cracks open, an old order cracks open what was once probably very beautiful, but is now just a crumbling facade of something. And we're opening it up, and we're finding almost a whole new world here. We're just getting a glimpse into this beautiful, lush, new life almost, or world, or way of being, or way of doing things. And this old thing is cracking open and breaking open and crumbling. It's called the crumbling. So there's something here that wants to fall apart, that is trying to fall apart because there's something new. It's like the sidewalk. It's like the plant coming through the sidewalk. Oh, there's this Tennessee Williams play about the violets cracking through the sidewalk. I mean, it's that. This violet wants to crack through your sidewalk, and the sidewalk has to crumble and make way for life, as it does. You know, you've got a dandelion here, a really gorgeous dandelion, and it's going to crack. It's coming up through, it's cracking, and things are cracking open and falling apart, and you've got to let go of it. You've got to let go of this crumbling building. Let it crumble and let this new, gorgeous new whole world kind of emerge. It feels very dreamlike. Everything's feeling very dreamlike today, but it feels like a dream. You're very close to achieving your goal. That's fascinating. Leo did just get this one too. Gibbous moon. So adjustments might be needed. It's not going to be a neat transition, neat and orderly. Yeah, well, we've got crumbling here. This is no like... yeah, this is no neat and orderly. I just got a bit, and like the kingdom in Seattle being blown up and crumbling down. It leaves a big giant mess, right? There's a lot down there that's got to be cleaned up. So don't expect this to be very neat, very tidy, very orderly. Don't push it. Let your goal. This is almost like, in a way, let the momentum carry you the rest of the way for this goal or for what you want to achieve here. And don't push it. because it's crumbling all by itself. So all you have to do is release. You don't have to push anything. You just have to let go of some sort of rigidity, some sort of expectation, some sort of thing that's the institution almost that's been there for a long time. You just have to let it go because you're really close to achieving your goal. I feel like the momentum can carry you the rest of the way. You don't need to push. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to rush into some certainty or some sort of finality. You just need to let what wants to crumble. New moon in Virgo. Oh shit, I should probably read ahead sometimes. New moon in Virgo. Look, there you are. A time to give rather than take. So this has to do with what you bring to the situation, how you, your attitude, your tone, what you're bringing, what you offer. And we have it's time here issue with the Moonology deck. It's always going to let us know if the time is now, and the time is now. So with this gibbous moon, I'm saying, maybe you don't need to push, but a time to give rather than take indicates that you need to be doing something and bringing something to the equation. There is a sense, though, of not, I want to say, relaxation or relaxing into something. Or even sleeping through something? I don't know. Okay, blue moon. Believe in the impossible. So whatever impossible dream you have, you need to be, I think, cognizant of the energy that you're bringing to it. And there's a timing thing we're talking about right now. We're talking about some sort of faith and belief. Maybe that's what you need to bring, is a faith and a belief that this whole new thing breaking open and coming to life, and this rigidity and this old structure that's crumbling around you, that's coming undone. I think you need to bring in a lot of faith that this can work. This is a totally different structure, though, right? This is a field of flowers. This is a rigid building, an institution. It was beautiful at one point. It's not anymore. It's not what needs to happen anymore. It's an old order, and it needs to fall away. And you may be doubting whether this new thing right here that's starting to crack open, whether it has the potential whether it has the potential. But you're almost there, and you may not be believing that this is possible, that this can happen. But there's already a huge amount of momentum. This thing is already crumbling. And you're just watching, and the time is now for you to, I don't really see you taking overt action here. I feel like there's a subtler, softer, gentler action. And maybe that's what you don't believe is possible, that if you just allow the momentum to continue moving forward, allow that. But there is something about a time and you needing to give something, you needing to, maybe it is giving. It's very gentle, though. Whatever you're bringing in, whatever you're giving, it's time to give it, and it is a very gentle giving. There's a very clear direction to not push, but to allow and to give, but it's an extremely gentle giving. Maybe giving way. But there are strong notes of time and an impossible goal being achieved. And there's a very strong note here of an old way of doing something crumbling, an old rigid way of doing something crumbling, to allow a softer, beautiful, almost impossible seeming world to emerge. And yeah. No. Okay. All right, we're going to move to the Muse that I just said no to. Hey, Muse. No. We want a good message. We want a good message for Virgo. What do we got? It's your past, your present, your inner landscape. What's at issue? Your environment, your to-do list, your possible outcome. Wow, what's at issue really has caught my attention. Oh my God, yeah. Oh, you got the tower twice here. That's brilliant, amazing. Leo got the priestess twice, so that's pretty amazing. So I think so, because the cards they're not two tarot decks, they're two different decks, and you got what's essentially the tower card over here too. So in your recent past, you have 6 of materials. So the materials, these are coins. And the 6 of materials is going to be about, and so they do like it's sort of a rose gardener. It's someone who grows roses here. And it has to do with physicality. There's a sense of having really put in some work into something, and really enjoying the results. I think typically the 6 of materials is going to be a little bit more about waiting for results, but this one has us starting to see results of all the work we've put in. We've really put ourselves into something. Really, I feel like in the process of growing something in reality and making something happen in reality, we've really grown. You've really grown yourself too. In the whole process of making something, of growing something, of building something, of farming these roses, you've grown and it's become a part of you. And I think you're really marveling at the amount of growth that you personally have experienced as you have toiled and worked to make something in your life a reality. So I think with the 6 of materials, we're going to call this a little bit of this gibbous moon. It's not fully here yet, but you are starting to see it, and you're starting to see the results of your labor and the work that you have put in. So you've put a lot of work into something, and you're starting to see the results, and it's very exciting. And somehow you've been changed in the process of doing what may have been it felt even like mundane work. It's changed you fundamentally as well. You've grown as you've grown as you've worked towards something. You've also worked on yourself as you've grown something external to you, your career, your money, whatever. You've grown as a person as you've done that. There's a really nice balance to this card. It falls in the middle of the Kabbalah, and the 6 does, and it's just about this really nice balance between the work and the reward. And this is really showing like an internal reward has come in as well, as an external reward. So the work itself has been very rewarding for you. Ace of Voices. This is the beginning. This is intention. Coming in here, this is your current situation. There's new ideas. This could be an epiphany. This could be really suddenly understanding something, possibly even something from your past. This thing coming in here, this epiphany, this clarity coming in and helping you see things. There is a sense of just beginning something, just beginning an idea, and this is just the beginning spark of it, the beginning understanding. Ace of Voices obviously is going to be it talks about ideas, but it also talks about communication. So the beginning of some sort of communication, some sort of clarity in communication. I think there's a lot of hope here. There's a lot of need, almost, I want to say, for this clear communication to come in, for this clarity, this mental clarity. I'm also getting like an image here of this this new, beautiful new clarity coming in and breaking away the old. She's looking at the past here, and it's cutting into something, cutting into some sort of past, either a new communication has come in, or just a new idea or new understanding of something has come in, and it's sort of cutting through the past, or cutting through your perception of something and how you've always seen it before. And now this new truth has come in, and this new communication has come in, and you understand something and you see something. Your mind is opening to a new way, to a new idea, and there's a strong need for it. It's something it's something you've needed for a long time to understand this or to see this, and you haven't been able to. But now there's a new communication coming in, and it's bringing a lot of hope for you. And you also you needed this. You really needed this to come in. It's a wisdom, cutting through some sort of darkness, and just this clarity almost of purpose. Seeing something very clearly, something that you want. I mean, that's what I'm seeing here is you really wanted this clarity. You really wanted this communication almost. You very focused. Your sights are set on something. And the intention is just coming in, and you're getting some clarity on what it is you want, what it is that you want to go after. God, I almost feel like the thing you want is a little bit has a prey feeling, like, and you're this predator going towards this thing that you suddenly see very clearly, you suddenly understand, and you want to head in that direction, and there's a little bit of a predator sense of focus and zeroing in on the little field mouse that you want to snack on. That sounds so horrible and predatory, but I'm hoping it's just the focus, that zeroed in focus on seeing something that you want, either to communicate or you've just had this clarity come in. And so it's just a lot of clarity just came in, and a lot of zeroing in on focus. That's what's going on currently. If it hasn't happened yet, it will. In your inner landscape, I love this card, in our inner landscape. It's like, in your inner landscape is your inner landscape. We have subconscious issues. We have things we cannot see, things that we refuse to see, things that we have the tameable, the untamable. We have the parts within us that we can understand and see, and the parts within us that we cannot. So you've gotten all this clarity, and yet there's all this stuff you can't see. You don't understand. You could be hiding your feelings. You could be hiding your feelings from yourself. You could be hiding your feelings from somebody else as well. There is this moon. It's almost like you've got the clarity within you. You see, you just don't want, you're just afraid maybe of sharing that part of yourself. There's stuff here that's hidden there. I mean, just a heads up, there's stuff hidden from you too. Like you're hiding stuff from yourself. You don't have a full grasp of what's going on in your subconscious issue either. Like, you think you're seeing everything, but you're not. So yeah, the moon is all about subconscious issues, the unseen, the unknowable. You've got this clarity, but you might be afraid that there's still so much that's unknowable here, and this is true. And you might be also starting to see things in yourself that you've hidden from yourself, and starting to see what parts of yourself you can control, you can tame, and what's going to always remain untamable, always remain uncontrollable. So there is like some clarity coming in, but you might be understanding how much not clarity there is. Like, almost like that candle in the darkness is like reminding you of how much darkness there actually is, how much of the universe we cannot see, we do not know of, and how much of your inner universe we do not know. Even though, there's this bright moon here that you're seeing right now, and you're getting this clarity on this, there's also, it's surrounded by continuing endless darkness as well. So your inner landscape is your inner landscape. Your subconscious contains your subconscious, and you might be exploring a lot of what's going on in there. This clarity may have given you like, oh, what else have we got down here? What else is inside here? This little inner universe. And this one really caught my attention as I was pulling the cards. This reverse four of voices in what's going on. I don't want to say what's at issue. I want to say what the situation that you're in. It's this emerging from a rest, from a break. Four of Voices is going to be taking a break, rejuvenation, rebuilding, planning, figuring out things, rejuvenation. That's what it's going to be, is this resting for the purpose of recovery. And you're coming out of a rest period. You're coming out of a break. You're coming out of a recovery period. You're emerging, sort of re-put together. A new thing is emerging. A new world is emerging. This always reminds me of the star nurseries and the particles coming coming apart and then being sort of mooshed and smooshed and coming back together and making new stars, right? And so there's a sense of having relaxed, having rested, and coming out of that. The reverse Four of Voices can also be, that can also be a warning of really serious illnesses. And if you did not take the break when you were meant to take the break, if you have not engaged in recovery when you were meant to engage in recovery, then we're going to have a problem. So if some of you didn't rest when you were meant to rest, and we're having a problematic, possibly health issues, and some of you did rest when you were meant to rest, and now you get to re-emerge stronger, better, clearer for having the rest. In your current situation, you have this Tower moment. This puts actually a lot of responsibility on that reverse. I don't want to say, if you're seriously ill or struggling with an illness, I don't want to like blame the victim here and be like, well, that's your fault. You should have rested when you had the chance. Too bad you can't go back in time. But it's just like a more urgent, like, you probably need more rest now. So, yeah, because people get sick and it's not their fault all of the time, right? So, and we can still have compassion for ourselves, even if we did, smoke for 40 years and now we're having to pay the price. You can't go back in time. You can't go back. So we can still have compassion for who we were and the decisions we made, even if they end up someplace a little bit shitty. And then your current situation, we have this Tower moment again. I love it when this happens. We had this, I guess I do love a bit of a Tower moment myself, understanding that the point of the Tower moment is to rearrange all the pieces so that so that this thing can emerge. Like, once you understand that these Tower moments in your life falling apart is all for this reemergence of a new thing, the Tower moments are a little less scary. They are still scary. You can hear that thunder. You can shake, and you can, like a dog under the bed when the thunder comes, but once you understand that things fall apart so that they can come back together better and you can rebuild, having learned what you needed to learn. I'm thinking of the Tacoma Bridge, which fell apart during a windstorm. And you know what? The Tacoma Bridge resurrected. It exists now, and it's solider than ever, right? They learned their lessons. They learned what they needed to learn, and they rebuilt the bridge. So we got a little bit of the Tacoma Bridge. If you've never seen a video of it, it's pretty amazing. I would highly recommend looking at it. We've got a little bit of this Tacoma Bridge. We've got lightning. I mean, a lot of lightning coming in, shaking things up, things in your life external to you, maybe even out of your control. Look, we've got literal crumbling in both of these Tower cards. Like, not all Tower cards have that, right? So we've got lightning. All Tower cards have lightning. That lightning strikes, that sort of the divine coming in. Oh my gosh. And then lightning striking, people being deposed. This is all in the purpose of realigning with your purpose, realigning your life so that it matches your internal structure more, and how you've changed and how you've grown. We're just rearranging some pieces on your external life here to, this could be an internal thing. And it's almost like you put in all this work and you grew all this way. That's why I'm getting this message. You put in all this work in the Six of Materials. You grew something in reality, and you also grew yourself as you did that. And now you've changed so much internally that your external is having to go through some pretty rocky times of rearranging those pieces so that your internal can emerge more into your external life, right? That inner part of you that you've come into touch with and more, it needs to come out into reality here. And so the reality has to break open in order to let that through. So that's what's going on. Could be a little bit of a scary moment for you, but and then your to-do list is the Two of Materials. This is juggling a lot of things. This is making it a dance, trying to make all the things you need to juggle, all the things, prioritizing. And it's like, it's not going to be like it doesn't all mesh together very neatly right now. So there's juggling that's going to happen. You have to maintain maybe 2 different parts of your life, maybe 2 situations, but this is juggling, and you've got to keep juggling this situation. You've got to keep, you know, your balls in the air here. You've got to keep things moving, and keep growing. You're in this place of understanding what this journey is. You've gotten this truth, you've gotten this understanding. Things are crumbling over here, and you're just starting to understand how to manage something in your life. And you need to just keep working on that. It's going to be a little bit precarious. It's going to be a little bit difficult, but you need to keep going because you're on this whole path, but you're just at the beginning of something. And it is sort of the getting used to it, adjusting, making adjustments, that kind of thing. So I want to say this is going to involve a lot of strength, a lot of balance, a lot of inner balance, to make this kind of adjustment and to keep these things moving, and to keep the things that you want to keep. You're going to need to be doing some juggling. So 2 materials, you can handle this. You can handle this all. You've got these towers coming in, but you can handle it. And it's just a reassurance that you can handle this. You can handle everything on your plate right now. And you can sort of invite this truth in, or this communication in, and you are going to be able to integrate it in. It is going to be a little tricky, but you're going to be able to do it. And then where you're going is this Queen of Materials. We have this 3 materials here. So there might be something about work. This might have to do with work issues, or money situations. But this Queen of Materials, she owns it. She knows where she's going. She's got a lot of clarity on where she wants to go, what she wants. Here she is. This is her like movie poster, and here she is standing in front of it. Like, yeah, I'm on my path. I'm on my way. This is looking at the next step in the career ladder, figuring out, understanding where you're going to go. This is about being inspired, and the queens are about an inner journey more. So this is about just a lot of clarity on where you want to go and where you want to end up where you want to end up with your career, with what you're building, with what you're making in reality, where you want to go with that. What you want with that. And so that's where you're headed. Keep juggling, keep juggling the things you got to juggle, even though it's hard, even though it's difficult, and you feel like you might be imbalanced a little bit. Keep, both sides of yourself in play here, both the known and the unknown, keeping that in play, keeping that not jumping to conclusions, but allowing for the uncertainty and topsy-turviness of the moment. But you can handle it, and where you're going is like, yeah, I handled that. I've got a great future. You're looking to your future. You're looking to your future successes, and I think you're knowing that they're yours. And that's where you're going here. So these readings are a little long here. All right. Actually, we're going to dispense with the wild Kuan Yin, and I hope you have a wonderful week, Virgo.